Well, just a quick update on our reception desk and how it's going. So these are the two pedestals. This one is still just been rubbing this one down all day. A lot of sanding to do. What I do now is I paint them like this in a flatting agent that they use to skim on walls. I've explained it before, but that's it there. And I mix them up in a little pan, and when I've got it to a creamy subsistence, I paint the whole thing. And then when it's sanded down, it takes away any of the grain. This is all quite smooth now. And you can see the low spots where it still has the skim coat. So this is almost ready to paint now. The back and front needs to be gone over a final time with the hand. The fingers can pick up the irregularities and the bad spots much easier than the eye. That looks terrible to the eye, but running your hand across and around it, and you can find that that is actually very smooth. And any little bits like this, I'll feel those out and I'll go over those again. And it's painted now. I've just done a coat of this. I'll probably put 3 coats on of this. This is actually flat black, which is a good base coat for doing special effect finishes. Can't really see much around here. The light is really quite insufficient for the work that I'm doing, so it's mostly in the daytime. So that's it for the two pedestals. This one is now in flat back and probably will be done another coat and some sanding to get out the perfections. This one I've actually painted in the skim coat. You can see it's very rough, but it sands so easily that it's well worth going over the whole thing. See, even that, I've gone over that. I'll let that dry really well, and then I will go over it with the sandpaper and make sure everything's good. So this is the centerpiece. Between from the outside you would see this that hangs between the two pedestals, and it's in 2 parts. And then behind is the secondary desk part. That's what will be used by the receptionist, and then the top is at a different level, and that's that piece there. That's quite big, and you can see that it's marked out for where the pedestals actually go. But I won't rely just on the pencil mark. I'll do a final dry fit where everything must fit perfectly in the shop. I have lots of cardboard because the floor is not good. It hasn't been done flat. It's been done in sections very badly, unfortunately. So that's a project for the future when I'll be putting an epoxy resin floor, a self-leveling flooring back on. So that will be that. As I was about to say, I will go over this, and on the pencil marks, that's got several that I've tried and then changed and done again. But I'll eliminate all of those, do new pencil marks, and then I'll take it off and I'll put blocks on there which will make it so that the desk cannot go on wrong and will be secured as well. So that's all to come. I'm getting quite excited now because these two pedestals have been the greatest part of the work. There is a sculpted piece that goes on here, if you call this the moon and this the sun, and they both have figures which will be silhouetted against the circles there. So that's the artistic stuff is yet to come, and that's what will be some more fun. Although this is fun for me, I'm not under any pressure to meet a certain requirement by a customer, so this is purely to satisfy myself, and so it's good fun. It looks terrible at the moment, but you can see that I've got that one, and that one is in its second coat. Tomorrow a third coat will go on that, but before I do that I will get this one ready. This is ready for the final sanding, and then I'll paint both of them together. The downside of having this skim coat here, the downside of that is that if you're going to use it for a whole piece, then there's a lot of sanding and there's a lot of dust. Now, I don't have an extractor here at the moment, but that will be on the to-do list to get an actual dust extractor, which will take it out and into a storage place, into a bag or something like that. It can't just be falling out the window. It has to be into a bag which can be emptied and disposed of. So that will be on the to-do list, along with some proper workbenches. These were left over by the guys that were doing the ceilings. So I've utilised them so that I can get on and actually make a committed step into using this room as a workshop. But as you can see, very disorganised at the moment. It's more of a junk shop at the moment, where everything that's not needed in the house will be put in here. So I'm looking forward to getting that organised. I'll build a main workbench, and then I've seen how this has worked out very well. Even though they're not very stable, it's worked out very well to have some smaller workbenches which I can join by putting plywood on the top. So that's going to be a consideration for when I actually start to get more organised. Meantime, that's my little update, and I'm looking forward to being able to show a more finished product. Thank you so much to the people who have been sharing our videos. I would like to ask, if you are coming and looking at our videos, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe, but it makes a huge difference as far as AI goes on YouTube. When it sees the subscriptions going up, then it starts to push the channel a lot more, and I will be able to have an increase in the viewership, get things like this out, which I'll discuss how I built this and what kind of paint finishes you will be able to see. And so I'm looking forward to doing some how-to workshop videos, and of course on our present viewership that's not what's being required. So please subscribe, hit the subscribe button and the bell, and you'll be informed of any new and different videos that are being put out. That's our plan for the future, and I hope that you will lend an ear and an eye and watch and subscribe. But thanks for all of those that have been commenting and subscribing, and especially sharing. Thank you so much.